Hello, I'm going to be brutally honest with you right up front, which is to say that I get really nervous before making these videos, and perhaps this one today more than any other I've ever done, and I'll tell you why. Well, there's two reasons. The first is that today's talk is meant to be about perfectionism, and today has been far from perfect. I overslept an appointment at 8:30. I got up, I overplanned this talk. I decided to write it out and bullet point it and call it perfectionism and analyze it into bullet points. And then had about 3 disastrous attempts at filming it, which is most unlike me because normally I'm free-flowing, I'm spontaneous, I'm completely off the cuff and unplanned, but I didn't want to let you down. And that perfectionist streak in me said, I mustn't let these guys down, I've got to do this really thoroughly. I had a really grumpy bit and took an hour off for lunch and got stung by a wasp. So that's been my day so far, which has been far from perfect. And I could have left it and I could have abandoned it, but no. I thought I'm going to do the very thing that I want to encourage all of you to do when that perfectionism streak, or indeed procrastination, which is what perfectionism can cause us to do. It can cause us to put things off. So the very thing I think we need to do when we're feeling this inclination to get everything exactly right is to try and let that go and instead be prepared to do things badly to start with. Be prepared to do things not as well as you would ideally like. G.K. Chesterton said, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. And I would add, at first, to the end of that. I think that's the first thing we need to do. Otherwise, we just procrastinate, or we feel completely paralysed by this word perfectionism, which is confusing because the word itself, perfectionism, it's a really cool word. It implies flawless and that nothing could be better than it. And of course, were it attainable, if perfection were attainable, then indeed it would be a wonderful thing. But perfection isn't attainable. So by trying to attain the unattainable, we're always going to leave ourselves feeling that we're somehow failing or falling short. That is just not the way to go. So doing things badly to start with, it's how I started this YouTube channel. I don't know how good it is now, but all I know is it's honest and it's free and it's me talking. I'm no film cameraman, I'm no editor. I just like the opportunity to get things off my chest, and this is, I hope, of benefit to other people. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this: be kinder to yourselves, be kind to you. And if you feel you've made mistakes in the past, then forgive yourself for those things, because we all do, we all make mistakes, and we would forgive our best friends, we would forgive anybody that's close to us, but we're very bad at being kind to ourselves. If we're can't even speak today. If we're kind to ourselves, we can feel more compassion to ourselves, which in turn affects our self-worth, self-esteem, and self-love. And if we feel that we're being kind, we feel that we can be comfortable with who we are, then we can fly and feel free and do all sorts of wonderful things that we can't do if perfectionism is making us wait and procrastinate. And the last big thing I want to say today is this: to overcome that perfectionism and that sense that maybe we can't even get started sometimes, it's to find a purpose or a reason that's bigger than your fear. Because then we feel we are offering service to other people. One of the feelings that I think people like least is the feeling of being undervalued or unappreciated. So one way not to feel undervalued is to try and offer something of value to other people, which means, of course, taking our eyes off ourselves, trying to not do the things that we think will make us happy. It doesn't always work. And instead try and offer something that makes other people feel better. My mission in life has become to try and make as many people feel better more often, more of the time. That's all I want to do. If I can achieve any of that, my mission is done. It's very idealistic. I know we can't have everybody feel good the whole time, but it's quite a good mission, and it's what kind of keeps me strong. So if you can find something that's bigger than you are and that allows you to offer service to other people, then that will override your fear. Because once you know why you're doing what you're doing, this is what purpose means. This is what having a cause or a purpose means. Once you know why you're doing it, the how will take care of itself, because the reason is greater than the how-to, and I love that. And that's why I'm able to do this on a thoroughly imperfect day. That was my attempt at talking about perfectionism. I hope that's helped in some small way. Be kind always. Everybody is fighting a battle you know nothing about. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.